Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back, welcome to. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Today is February 27th. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a window to my thought process on how I do a technical analysis breakdown on multiple coins. I'll probably do Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, and possibly Solana. And I want to talk about Solana because I want to teach you something that I have experienced over the past, let's just say, 8 years of these last 2-3 cycles, right? I have been doing technical analysis for 17 years. I've been in crypto for almost 10, 11 years. I was taught by my father. He was originally a options broker for Stratton Oakmont. And there's certain rules that I follow that eliminate the emotions out of trading, right? I look for trends. I don't look for news articles to justify price action. So with that being said, you should add this chart, this Bitcoin CME futures chart, to your arsenal. And you should constantly go back and forth between Bitcoin, Bitcoin CME, and Bitcoin's dominance, which is BTC.D. The reason why is the CME's futures chart came out roughly 2018, right? That's when the Chicago Exchange started offering Bitcoin futures. A lot of people were skeptical about it because you don't need to buy Bitcoin in order to trade it. So if you know anything about options, it's very easy to manipulate something, especially since you don't have to own it. So with that being said, the CME chart sometimes shows gaps because the CME exchange is open like the stock exchange. It's not 24 hours like regular crypto. So because of that, during after hours or pre-market, sometimes there's a gap in price. So it closed at 80,000 on the 4th of November and opened at 83,785. Now these gaps, even on stocks and in other charts, they usually get filled, okay? So right away, my analytical brain says, okay, that's a trend that I want to use to my advantage. And if I see a gap, especially on longer time frames, right, weekly charts, 2-week, 3-week, monthly, there's a higher probability of them getting filled. Now, you don't know when. It could be instant. It could take 105 days. If you remember me talking about previous CME gaps that were always filled, but depending on market structure, sometimes they took 56 days, sometimes they took 287 days. But, and I keep telling you this, time is always on your side. It's not timing the market, it's time in the market, right? That's like investing 101. So knowing this helped me understand the overall sentiment of the market. I then confluenced it with either bullish or bearish divergence and what the indicators were telling me. I did not go to the news and say it's a good time to buy because there could possibly, might, maybe, all of the possibility words of a reserve or whatever, or Trump's coming in. Please join the Discord. I posted something yesterday as well. I posted every positive news event from 2012 to 2024. And then I showed the chart. And I said, regardless of all the positive and negative news, the cycles happened every 4 years. Bitcoin's up 4 point something million% in the 10, 11, 12 years it's been trading. And regardless of all the good news, there's always 60 to 80% consolidations. Regardless of the bad news, when the halvening happens, there's usually a pump. So once again, I trust charts over people. Now we're here, okay? Now we're here. We have now officially gone into the gap. We have officially, closed at 81.3. But once again, bro, like, come on, you know what I'm saying? But the same way, like this was a bull flag, I want to explain something to you guys. They're measured moves, but it's not exact, bro. Like if I tell you there's a gap from 83 to 80,000 and it goes to 82.4 and you're like, oh, I'm still waiting, I can't help you. I really can't. You know what I'm saying? So bull flag from here to here. The measured move is supposed to be from the breakout to the top, but if it doesn't go to exactly the 115, 110, and you're seeing a top form, volume coming down, MACD death crossing, bearish divergence on an RSI, it's the top, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it didn't go to the 115, it went to the 112. Like, I can't help you if you don't understand what I'm saying right now. They're measured moves, but they're ranges, right? The gap was 83 to 80, but it went to 82.2. That could technically be like a fill, you know what I'm saying? It's not proven yet at all. We have not proven a bottom yet, but now I'm going to go over what I'm seeing short term, midterm, long term. This is going to be a long video, by the way. This is live. I don't prepare these things. I want to give you raw thinking, literally me talking to myself so that you could pick up those things as well. So when I go to a daily chart, right, long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. We're still pointing down. We're still going down. We're not seeing any forms of higher lows anywhere on the RSI, right? Lower, 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 and we're in section B. So the first thing I think of on a weekly chart is I look left, right? I want to see how the price acted when this happened previously, and previously, and previously, and previously. And my brain is literally putting all that information together, and I'm saying, well, dude, if it happened here, it could be on the table there, right? With that being said, I am looking for a dead cat bounce. We are extremely, extremely oversold. If you go to the daily, like literally we're at 30, okay? So what does that mean? We could potentially see a dead cat bounce back to 93 to potentially 95,000. As you could see, the green box is a gap. There is a gap from 94 to potentially 93.4. That is also the same support system that has been support since literally Thanksgiving 2024, okay, November 2024. The RSI line is purple, showing you that we are in section B. When I say section B, that is when the RSI is below the 50 and the MACD is in section B when the lines go below the histogram right here, 0. With that being said, what that means is you could have pumps, short-term swing day scalp trades, but understand that you could form a lower high to this 99.7. The same way we had formed a lower high to the 101.3, then to the 103.9, then to the 107, right? This was officially when you knew you were breaking down right here. So with that being said, do we go up and fill this gap eventually? Possibility. We are getting divergences. That's a good sign. But once again, divergences below the purple line shows me rejection or potentially a lower low. This needs to prove itself and do something like this, this, then potentially break out back into here. Is that on the table? I have no idea. I'm really good at calling this move, and then I'm really good at understanding what could happen thereafter, and then setting alerts, and then just playing defense, okay? As you can see, we're going up while I'm making the video. So with that being said, and we could have some recovery out of Bitcoin, you could have some recovery out of your alts. Obviously, if I posted yesterday, even on my channel, I mean, some of these coins are down 40 to 60% from their highs. Obviously, there's a ton of room to grow short term. We still haven't proven that we are breaking back above the 106 and 110 and going from there. The reason why I say that, this chart, the CME chart, clear as day, I posted it in my Discord. This was a rounding top. This is your arm up from the 71,000 to the 94,000 right here. You have the neckline of 92,000. You went up, you stayed here, you came down. You are now filling the leg. Yeah, you know, 70,000 is the leg, but we will see. I'm just curious if we fill this and then do something like that. Once again, you have to speculate what happens there after the move, because then you need to prepare for what could happen, right? So here's what a rounding top looks like. I will show you a side-by-side example. I mean, clear as day, cuzzy. Excuse me. Bang. Lined up the neckline and everything. So neckline, rounding top, arm up. This is a continuation to the downside. I'm not comparing that apples to apples because you don't know what the sentiment of the long-term trend was on that chart I just showed you. We are technically still pointing up on your MACD. One thing that I don't like on the monthly chart is we are forming hidden bearish divergence on the RSI. So that means that this swing went from 25,000 to 70,000. We went from 50 to 76. We then went from 51,000 to 111, and we went from 62 to 75. If you zoom in, this was a double top and a lower high. Now, what does that tell me? That tells me, well, this is right here, 60.68, because that's your most recent low, right? I want to see now, right? Because lower high technically means either the same low or a lower low, okay? And that means that we would have a ton of room to bleed to the 50 line. We don't necessarily see that. We want to see the same low, go back up, and continue this to the upside. If you're bullish, if you're bearish, you want to see a break of the 60.27. So right away, since you understand the importance of the 61, I'm going to set an alert on the monthly chart at the 61, 60.91. And now you understand that if that goes off, ooh, you better check the charts, cuzzy, right? And we could be heading back to 63 to potentially 71,000. Worst case, the last real resistance was that 72.5. We went up and came down. We haven't back tested that, so curious if we actually do. We would go back to the moving average, and as long as we stay above the moving average and above the 50 line, this would just be another consolidation, right? Consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. As you can see, certain things need to happen in order for this to stop, right? We need to see the weekly chart bottoming. We want to see volume starting to come the other way. As of right now, we're only 3-4 bars into the negative. So once again, we're not proven. And what that means is, yes, we have broken the moving average the same way we broke the moving average here. You could have a dead cat bounce the same way we could have here. You could form a lower high like you did here, and then you could have another lower low like you did here and here. So we could do this, come down, touch that 73, 75, and then continue to the upside, or it's over, right? As of right now, I don't think it's over because of my experience in the market, and I know that it usually doesn't end like a year after like it's not even a year post halving, so I'm thinking closer towards the end of the year. Nothing is set in stone. I just want to explain something. Trends end when people know about it. Trends are golden when they just form and like you are the guy in the corner that knows about it and no one else does. Like I've been talking about the 4-year cycle, diminishing return, CME gaps for years, bro. Like years. And now when I go on YouTube and I see people that it's just everywhere, right? The timing, how many days it's supposed to go post halving, that is not a good thing for the trend because then everyone could prepare for it, right? If everyone knows what's going to happen and the trend and when it's going up and down, smart money will use that against you, okay? And they'll manipulate the news, excuse me. So, with that being said, that is Bitcoin. Once again, at the end of the day, if you want to keep it simple, hike in a she, turn on the indicator, turn on the labels, and understand that on a daily chart, the strategy that I was telling you about, you're in a red order block since February. You had your first divergence here to go back, you had your next divergence here, and it's forming divergence now to go back, okay? You can see there's a 5 there on the 12-hour. You have 5 different indicators of divergence showing you. You have your market bottom indicator going off. Obviously, people are buying, right? That's a good sign. Now you want to see it go back to, it's hard to say, yeah, 92,000, because 92,000 was your previous support here. It'll probably turn into resistance. And understanding that you're still in this short, right? Like the order block hasn't turned blue, you know you're not breaking the moving average and breaking 97,000. You're just having another dead cat bounce. The same way you've had dead cat bounces in previous red order blocks and you had divergence. So with that being said, let's switch it back. Let's turn this off, keep it simple. Go like this. Okay, next. I've been getting multiple requests for XLM. Here's XLM. XLM, the first thing, as you could see, what did I do? I went to a monthly chart, bro. I didn't go to the 15-minute and saying, there's bullish divergence form. No, because it doesn't mean anything. The monthly, the weekly, the 2-week, these time frames, right, all the way down to the daily, those are the ones that show you market structure. Those are the ones that you want to chart. Why? Because then you could see when the top and the bottoms form, right? That's all I care about, really. Literally all I care about. So here we go. You have your number 5 coming in. You have 5 bearish divergences popping up on a monthly. That's never a good thing, right? Not my opinion. Look at the chart. 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 Excuse me. Look at the chart when it was purple. Look at the chart when it was white. Look at the chart when it was purple. Look at the chart when it was white. So we are white. So what are we expecting? Blood, right? You had blood here. Anyone that says the bull market's over has no. Okay, I'm gonna explain something to you. I was explaining this to my best friend yesterday. I'm an analytical person. I don't care about your opinions. I don't. If you can't back up something you say with data, it's literally fluff, bro. Fluff. I don't care. I treat this like I'm a scientist, right? If you ever talk to a scientist and you're trying to give them a theory, a hypothesis, whatever it is, there needs to be testing. There needs to be data. There needs to be other scientists that could confluence your idea. This is clear as day. The number goes off, we go down, right? Line is purple, we see rejection. So we saw rejection at the 52, the same way we saw rejection here and here, clear as day. Support, purple line going up, support, support, support. So worst case scenario, yellow line, green line, excuse me. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, we go back to the moving average, use it as support, go back up to the purple and finally break out of this ascending triangle. I posted a while ago, this chart's eventually going to play out the same way the XRP chart played out and went to the $2, $3, whatever it was. This will eventually break out. Do I know if it does this, then this? Nope. Do I know if it does this, then this, then this? Nope. Do I understand that both of those are possibilities? 100%. Do I understand how to attack now? 100%. Set an alert here at the 20 cents. I'm not going to do it because I'm not watching XLM, but if you're watching XLM, you can see here previous resistance was around, let's just say 15 to 20 cents, okay? You could see it was here, was here, was here, was here, was here. Key level. If we stay above it, we have potential to go back up. The only concern I have is lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So do we have a dead cat bounce and potentially go back to, let's just say 42 to 45 cents and see a rejection? High probability. Now I'm going to look at indicators. Monthly, too far out, but I don't like that we broke the 70 line. That's your most bullish scenario, is when your RSI is in this section of the RSI. Once you break market structure, which is the 70, you then go from A plus to section A. Section A is still a good thing because you could have a continuation to the upside. Consolidations, right? Consolidations, but continuations to the upside, right? Let me show you, right? Consolidation, but continuation, higher high. Once you're in section B, right, you have continuation to the downside. So we're still in section A. We're having a consolidation. Step one is at that level right here at the moving average, but you can see it's still not forming. So I'm going to start zooming in to see what's going on here, cuzzy. Weekly chart. Most important thing is, once again, are we in section A or in section B? We are in section A. We're still somewhat above the moving average and needs to find support now. It's that simple. XLM is making lower lows. It is making lower highs. This does look like a potential bull flag. When looking at, no, hold on. Okay. Could be potential descending triangle, excuse me. Same lows, lower highs, measured move to the downside would bring you right to 19 cents, lining up with this last support system right here. Now, when does that happen? Pretty much in the next week or so. I would put an alert here at the 48.39, like right below, because you don't want to get like a little fake out below at the 45 and it goes back up. I'd probably put it like 47, 48. Once that goes off, you know you're breaking support at 20 something cents and you're heading all the way down to about 18 to, let's do it right. Yeah, 19.25 to potentially 21 cents. Like I use the bottom of these candles here, and I use these candles here, and I use this candle here to find where there could be buy and sell orders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the reason why I did that is I wanted to see if there was anything, excuse me, it's getting a little too messy, if there was any type of bullish or bearish divergence. There isn't. Your waves on your MACD are getting lower. Your price swings are getting lower. Your RSI is getting lower. We're dead though. I mean, you are officially oversold. You could see here we are forming somewhat of a double bottom if you do consider this wick as a bottom. What you want to see in order for a trend reversal, you could see here lower, lower, somewhat the same. Now, this is like step one of being bullish. You want to see this broken, and then you want to see going higher. Halfway bullish, because yes, you might be forming a bottom, but you're still in section B, so it shows me that you could still have more blood to the downside. Let me show you an example. Okay, when you're in section B, so you could see here, you were going up, you were going up, you were going up, but price was still going down, going down, going down. Most important thing was what? When we broke the 50 line turns white, we started breaking to the upside. We came back below, we went all the way back down to retest these lows of 8 cents. Why? Because the longer term trend was still poop, right? You need the weekly, the 5-day, the 4 days, like these longer time frames in section A, because if your long-term trends predict what your short-term outcomes are going to do. Okay, the monthly still is above the 50 line, so I'm expecting the weekly to potentially have blood, but potentially come back up and recover. If the weekly looks like poop, I'm expecting the daily and 2-day and 12-hour to continue to the downside. Yes, dead cat bounces like here and here and here, like we could see, we're coming back. But you could see rejection at 30 cents to potentially 31 cents. And then you have to take profit there because you understand that once this little measly, you know, not even 10%, let's just say 6% play is done, you potentially could come back down and be negative 15%. Because once again, let's turn on the indicator. Okay, I want to explain something. When this shows bearish, I am thinking shorts, right? Short opened here, you take your profit here, it goes back. Yep, you're not doing anything. You could add back to the position because a bullish order block didn't open, but you have the possibility of coming back and not making that much money. In this case, you did make, you're taking more profit here from the short that you opened here. This is what I mean by confirmation. You know, people are just stupid, bro. I'm not answering stupid people anymore. Like, it didn't catch the short from 49 cents to 40 cents. No, because it didn't confirm the rejection, right? This is a confirmation rejection. I would rather be right than having this come down and it eventually goes back up and breaks it, right? It waited for market structure to happen. You open up your short here. You are cool 20%. I would use a 2x leverage, so that's 40%. And let's just say 6 days, right? I would take, probably, not financial advice, about 75% off, leave 25% on the table. I am very conservative. Even when I go to the casino, I'm like Rain Man at the roulette table. Once I start hitting, I'm converting to $100 chips, and then I'm taking money back, bro. You know, and then me and my wife are going to eat some steak. So here you go. You got your 17%. Let's just say you didn't get in here. You got in here. It goes down to 10%. You didn't do anything because you're seeing rejection by the purple line, and the bullish order block didn't happen, and the play is still open now, down 25%. 2x leverage, you're looking at 50% in 25 days. Once again, I could go over all of the technical analysis and try and teach you support, resistance, a MACD, divergence, and what am I looking at, this and that, or you could just get the you could just get the indicator, go to the daily chart, turn to hike in the sheet, and just follow the trend. Next one, let's go to XRP. Very simply put, you would have opened up your short here at $3, even at $2.90, even when it confirmed at $2.90 here. You would have taken profit here. Excuse me. 5 days later, 17%. What are you looking at? Like 36, right? Goes back up. You are pooping the bed because you're like, I don't understand the order block. I could have taken profit here. And now the play is down. 24 days later, 23%. You're looking at what, 46%? If you just did a measly 2x leverage, which I recommend, follow the rules. Let's switch back, turn this off because that doesn't necessarily work with all the time frames. That's not how I programmed it. So now we're here. Here's XRP. Not the best looking chart. The first thing I see, because what I'm looking at is swing highs, swing lows, right? So swing high, swing high, swing high. Right away, this looks like a head and shoulders pattern, just to show you the technical analysis part of it. So you have your left shoulder, top shoulder, right shoulder. Your neck line is your support line, which is basically where it's at right now, like roughly. Hold on, let's do it right. Let's do it right, baby. Monthly is not showing me anything. There you go. Okay, so weekly shows me major support at $2.04, which is basically the moving average right now. So what I need to see is, this is the arm, 1, 2, 3. Technically, if we do drop here, we're going down to $1.41. Looks similar to the XLM chart and all the other charts, right? I was telling another one of my buddies yesterday, news don't matter, bro. News don't matter. The news doesn't matter. In crypto, you want to look at long-term bags, of course, the news matters. Okay? Yep, news matters, of course. Trading, nope, news don't matter. It's technical analysis. Where is the Gary Gensler coming out of office news? Where's Brad meeting with Trump? Where's Brad being on the crypto team? Where's this? Where's that? Where's Swift? Blah, blah, blah. Does that make sense to hold it for the next 5, 10 years? Of course, the asset's up, let's just say 49,000% roughly, right? Was this a measured move to the upside that we said was going to happen when the XRP Bitcoin chart broke out? 100%. So once again, I am very conservative. Most people are going to say, take this and bring it here, and XRP is going to $22. Follow, 1 second. Do me a favor. I've been doing this for 17 years. and I'm making videos with data backing it up. Be conservative with your trading, right? If the measured move is this, I'm taking the middle. If the bull flag says a breakout to 20, I'm taking profit of 15, 17. If the measured move from to the down says Bitcoin's going to 70 to 75, I'm buying at 80. You understand? I want to catch the swing. You're never going to get the exact dollar. Never. So what I say is I take the middle of the flag because I want to hit. Breakout, let's just say from here to here. If it does go to $5, God bless. We are still bullish because we're using previous resistance as support. Okay? That's the most bullish thing I see right now. Is this is still above. Okay? Weekly, not the best. We have broken market structure. What does that mean? When I see the longer time frame RSI go from the 30 all the way to the 50 to the 92, then I see it go to the 70 and make a lower high. And I'm like, okay. Then I see it break the 70 and use it as resistance. Please, please, do me a favor. Screenshot this. Put it on your wall. When you see this happen, and your chart looks like this, you must understand that is very bearish. I've seen it. I can't even tell you how many times. I saw it playing out here, and I was telling one of my buddies, I was like, "Yo, it don't look good, bro. That's a break of market structure, right? Higher lows, higher highs. That's a break of not using the 70 as support anymore, and now you're using it as resistance. And guess what? The next couple of weeks, we went from, just to show you, right? The RSI is always the first mover, okay? Meaning the RSI shows you something bullish or bearish before the price and before the MACD. MACD didn't death cross. Look at this. 1, 2. It took 2 weeks for you to say, oh, if you have an alert, let's just say on the MACD, for your alert to go off, you kind of missed it, right? It's a trailing, these are all trailing indicators, but for some reason, the RSI is always the first mover. I've been trying to say that for the longest time now. And you could see, once we saw rejection the week of the 10th, we stopped at 275. We formed officially the right shoulder to the head and shoulders, and we dropped from 275 down to 211. No news. And so, because, listen, I'm good, but I have no idea if this head and shoulder stops here, right? Looks bad, don't look the best. Could we break down a little bit and head back down to the 173? 100%. We are still not showing any forms of bullish divergence on longer time frames, meaning the weekly, 5-day, 2-week, like I just said about all the other coins, right? It's the same thing over and over. I'm just looking to see where we are, what section. Are we overbought, oversold? Are we at support? Can we break support if we break down into different sections of the RSI, right? And then figuring out my risk reward. So because I understand the importance of this support line of 199, 194, all the way to $2, I'm setting an alert, 197, right? Once that breaks down, I know officially we're probably breaking into section B of the weekly, right? You could see, let's show previously, when we were above. We made higher highs, higher lows. Then we started making lower highs, okay? And then we broke major support when we broke the 50 line on the RSI. Right here, we broke down, used it as resistance. So, with that being said, if we break down and we use the $2 as resistance, why did I whistle? Because thereafter, we are now potentially in section B. And when something is in section B, you are making lower highs and lower lows. And we have potential to bleed all the way back to this major support line, which is rising, right? Not the worst thing, but we need to see if this is a fake out or a breakout. If it's a breakout, we go to $5. If it's a fake out, we come back in and we retest 75 cents. It's that simple. I said it a very long time ago, and it's on the table because it's not proven yet. The market is still not proven yet. Bitcoin and everything needs to form a bottom, fill the gap, and then start heading back up. And if that happens, I'm checking the XRP Bitcoin price. And I'll tell you what, I was talking about this chart for the longest time as well, right? I said, I have experienced XRP from here. Okay, this was when it was listed on Coinbase. I was hypothetically, if anyone's watching this, buying on Binance, right? The China app. It wasn't even the real app yet. I had to like have my phone trusted in the settings. I couldn't even read it. We had to send, me and my buddies were sending Ethereum over, and then you were transferring Ethereum to XRP because it wasn't listed on Coinbase. And I'm from New York, very scummy state. And then once it was listed on Coinbase, I could then transfer it from Binance China to Coinbase New York, right? And then it was delisted, so I had to take it off Coinbase and put it on my ledger, right? It's just nonsense. But my point is, I trust charts over people, and I trust trends. The trend is support, pump, support, pump, support, pump, support, pump. Next, resistance, right? Pump, resistance, pump, resistance, pump, resistance, pump, resistance, pump, resistance. So we got a somewhat bearish dollar chart, more bearish XRP Bitcoin chart, right? That's not the best thing that we're seeing resistance at resistance. And we went from the 37 to the 64. Once again, oversold, overbought. Most important thing is we need to come back, retest this level here. Same way we retested it multiple times. And then see if we're going to form a higher low on the macro, which could show me that we could potentially break. And then we're heading to the promised land of $4 to $6 XRP. If this happens. If this happens and we come back down, we're going down to 75 cents. That's it. Solana. I want to end the video with Solana. We're approaching 36 minutes. I want to teach you something that I mentioned in yesterday's video that is going to help you for the longest time, because this is the trend, okay? The reason why Solana is pumping, it has nothing to do with the fundamentals, has nothing to do with the team, has nothing to do with the circulating supply, has nothing to do with the news, has nothing to do with the phone, has nothing to do, please, for the love of God, listen to me, has nothing to do with it. The same way Ethereum pumped last cycle, it had nothing to do with the news, had nothing to do with the team, had nothing to do with whatever his name is, had nothing to do. This was the cause of being a layer 1, and being the coin that is being converted to the shit coins. Okay? I want to teach you something else. Shit coins pump because their market cap is low. Okay? The trend is you get into these shit coins that have cool colors and a team behind it, whatever, right? I mean, they just have a following, and they go from 50 or 100 million market cap, and it's very easy for the whole world watching something to just accumulate, 500 million, $1 billion, and then it rug pulls, because the people who understand this process don't care about the coin, don't care about the project, don't care about the NFT behind it. They understand they get in here, they make money, they get out there, and then they rinse, repeat. Like I just told you, back in this cycle from 2020, even prior, right? You had to buy Ethereum and sacrifice it to get into ICOs, if you remember, right? Pulse Chain, PulseX, all these other ICOs, it was Ethereum. And what you were doing was, guess what? You were buying Ethereum, transferring it to your blah, blah, blah wallet, MetaMask, right? And then you were converting it from Ethereum to whatever coin you were doing or ICO you were participating in. You made your money and went back to Ethereum, and then Ethereum was going up, so then you transferred it back. Solana has the Phantom wallet, right? All the meme coins and everything is pumping on the Solana blockchain. So what people are doing is they're buying Solana, they're transferring it to the Phantom wallet, buying the poop coin. The poop coin goes up, it goes back to Solana. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want you to understand the next cycle that happens, and it will happen in 2027, 2028 when the next halving happens. It might not be Solana. It might not be Ethereum, right? It wasn't Ethereum this time. There's going to be another layer one, the one that has the most traction with the poop coins that are pumping during alt season. That's the one that's going to have the most buying pressure. It's that simple. So Solana, I was telling everyone, man, I hate people, but I was literally screaming from the mountaintops, like, dude, please accumulate more Solana here. And no one was listening, right? Because the trend is the coins during the bear market go down about 80–90%. Yeah, yep, it's on the table. If this is the top and we go down 90%, expect $17 Solana. It's that simple. No one will buy because the sheep will listen to the news and say that Solana's done, it's attached to fraud and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But the most important thing is 149, 253. Ooh, high or low, 753. We want to see, did we make the same high at 250? Curious. Not the best scenario, okay? On the monthly chart, the first thing I notice, lower high on the swing, higher high on the price swing. This went from 205 to 290. This went from 79 to 69. The most important thing right now, the line still remains white because the monthly chart is at, what is it, 51. If we break, what's going to happen is more blood. We're probably going to go to, if you have a hard time seeing support, zoom in. You can see here major support technically is at like 125 all the way down to 111. Do you notice something though? That support line previously was above the white line. The support line now is below the white line. My brain instantly thinks of, well, if it breaks down and breaks below market structure, is it going to use it as resistance? Show us that this is now a continuation to the downside? So, as you can see, the weekly broke down. Yes, we're extremely oversold, but MACD is approaching the zero line. RSI has broken into section B. Let's see. Daily chart. Heiken labels. Regardless of everything I just said, the indicator would have told you to open your short here around Saturday, February 1st. You would have not done anything. You could have added to the position again, or just waited because you had double confluence back again at 210 level. You would have then taken your first profit here around the 196, 198 level. That would have been a cool 6 days, 16%, let's just say 15%, 2x leverage, you're looking at 30% in 6 days. You would have then, because the line is still purple, and understanding that yes, I'm getting bullish divergence, regardless if it's regular or hidden, but I could have rejection because we're still in section B. And we did. So you could have taken the profit, bought more at 200, and then this play would have still been a short since January 31st, right here. Take profit first at, let's just say 30% with your 2x leverage, and then a cool 80%. So basically, I am taking 75% off the table here, leaving the remaining 25% to run to the masses. That's the video, folks. At the end of the day, once again, I could teach you how to go from monthly down, long-term trends, finding support, bearish and bullish divergence, or you could just keep it simple and, you know, follow the rules in the indicator. At this point in my life, bro, like I'm following the indicator. I'm setting alerts. I'm trying to automate it, and my priority is just funding the account now. That is the video. I love you guys. I appreciate the support. Once again, dead cat bounces. You can see here on the daily chart. I'll end it with this. right? I mean, you are below the 30. Forget like being oversold. Like people are just throwing away Solana. Market bottom indicators going off. So I'm setting an alert. It's the same lingo. Set an alert at the 30. Once we break the 30 and we break the moving average, you're going to have a ton of room to grow. Let's just say back to the 150 to one something level at a 157. Like this range I'm looking at, this candle I'm looking at, these candles I'm looking at. What was support will turn into resistance. And I like to confluence 2-3 levels. So 153, 159, 169. And if that lines up with the moving average and you start seeing selling pressure and rejection at the 50 line, I understand you could come back down. Not only retest the 133, but make even a lower low. Whew, 45 minutes live, one take. I hope you appreciate it. Eventually, I'll have a team. As of right now, the only way you could support me is like, comment, subscribe. Join the Discord, links in the description. It's free. Constantly, now that I've charted these, and I'll probably set some alerts, especially on this one. If it does go off, I'll probably update the Discord. I'm not going to constantly post pictures and stuff like that to my YouTube, even though I should. The link to the indicator is in my description. It's $10. I say it in every video, but I am open to suggestions on how to improve it if you think you can. I think it works like a gem. And besides that, I love you guys. I appreciate the support. Any comments, questions, concerns, leave it in the comment section. If you have any requests on any stocks or commodities or crypto you think I should do next, let me know. Eventually I'll get to it. And that's it, folks. If you know anyone that could benefit from either the indicator, just keeping it simple, they keep losing money, they keep getting burned, show them it. I would appreciate it. Maybe I'll have like a referral code. That'd be cool. Like $2, $3 back to you if you refer someone. And if you're part of a trading Discord, a Telegram, whatever it is, I would appreciate you just share these videos in them. Hopefully someone learns and starts to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Besides that, I love you. Enjoy the day, and let's get to trading.